Imagine a world where the line between justice and obsession blurs, where a man walks among us, hiding his darkest secrets behind a charming smile. For over a decade, Dexter Morgan has haunted our screens, and now in 2025, his story still shocks, fascinates, and divides audiences. But why does this series continue to captivate millions, even years after its original finale? Is it the thrill of his clever kills, the ethical puzzles he forces us to confront, or the haunting question, what would you do if you could take justice into your own hands? In this video, we unravel the legacy of Dexter, explore the hype of its revival, and dive deep into the moral ambiguity that keeps fans obsessed. If you think you know Dexter, think again, because the truth behind his dark world is more mesmerizing than ever. Dexter Morgan is a character who exists in the shadows, walking a line that most of us could never imagine crossing. On the surface, he is polite, calm, and surprisingly ordinary. He works in forensics, solving crimes, and yet, behind closed doors, he becomes something far darker. This duality is what makes Dexter so fascinating and why even in 2025, the show continues to draw attention. It is not just a story about a serial killer, it is a story about a man who has built his own moral code in a world that often seems without rules. Viewers are drawn to the tension between what Dexter does and how he justifies it. They are curious about how he can be both a protector and a predator. Watching Dexter is like standing on the edge of a dangerous cliff, knowing the fall could be deadly, but feeling an irresistible pull to see what happens next. What sets Dexter apart from other crime dramas is the way it forces audiences to question their own sense of right and wrong. As Dexter hunts those who have escaped justice, viewers experience a strange mix of fear and satisfaction. There is a thrill in seeing someone deliver punishment to people who seem untouchable by the law, and yet, at the same time, there is discomfort in realizing that the hero is a killer. This constant tension keeps audiences glued to the screen, episode after episode. In 2025, the revival of Dexter brings back this same tension but adds new layers. The story explores how time changes a person, how the consequences of past actions can return, and how even someone with a carefully controlled life can face chaos. Fans are eager to see how Dexter balances his old habits with new challenges, and this anticipation alone makes the series a must-watch. The show also thrives on character depth and complexity. Dexter is not a one-dimensional villain, he is a man who struggles with emotions he often does not understand. He has relationships, some awkward and some tender, that humanize him. His interactions with his sister, Deborah, in particular, provide emotional grounding. Even though she is gone in the original storyline, her presence continues to influence his decisions, reminding viewers that no one is completely isolated from the past. These emotional threads are what give Dexter his lasting appeal. They make him relatable, despite his actions, and keep the audience invested in his journey. Every choice he makes carries weight, and the tension of whether he will succeed or fail resonates deeply with viewers. Another reason Dexter continues to resonate is the revival's exploration of moral ambiguity. In a world filled with black and white rules, Dexter operates in shades of gray. He believes in a code, but the code is personal, not legal. This raises questions about justice, morality, and human nature. People are fascinated by this because it mirrors real life more than they might admit. Life rarely provides clear answers, and Dexter embodies that uncertainty. Watching him navigate complex situations forces audiences to think, to question what they would do if faced with similar choices. It is this psychological challenge that keeps the show relevant, even years after the original episodes aired. The storytelling in Dexter is carefully crafted to maintain suspense and surprise. Each season builds tension slowly, layering clues, red herrings, and unexpected twists. The writing is meticulous, and the pacing ensures that viewers are constantly engaged. In the revival, this approach remains, but with modern techniques and updated themes. Technology, social dynamics, and contemporary issues are woven into the story, making it feel current without losing the essence of what made the show great. Audiences appreciate this balance, recognizing that the series respects their intelligence while still delivering gripping entertainment. Visual storytelling, even in a faceless adaptation, is central to Dexter's appeal. The original series often used color, lighting, and framing to convey mood, and the revival continues this tradition. Dark, muted tones highlight the suspense, while careful camera angles emphasize Dexter's isolation or the tension of a chase. For a faceless video script, this translates into a need to describe actions and emotions vividly so viewers can visualize the scenes without actual footage. Words must carry the suspense, the thrill, and the moral complexity of each moment. The language should evoke the chill of a dark room, the pulse of a quiet hunt, and the subtle weight of each moral decision Dexter faces. Dexter's influence on crime dramas cannot be understated. Before the show, few series dared to center a story around a protagonist who was a serial killer. Its success paved the way for more morally complex narratives in television. Today, shows attempt to capture similar tension and ambiguity, but few reach the balance Dexter achieved. This legacy is why audiences return to the show, why critics still discuss its themes, and why it remains relevant in discussions of quality television in 2025. Even new viewers, unfamiliar with the original run, find themselves drawn into the story because of its universal themes: justice, revenge, human nature, and the search for meaning in a morally complex world. The revival also adds layers of reflection and growth. Dexter, older and more experienced, must confront the consequences of his past. His past choices, once hidden or manageable, now create ripple effects that challenge him in ways he never anticipated. This evolution keeps the story fresh. Audiences are not merely rewatching old patterns, they are witnessing a character who has changed and who must navigate the tension between who he was and who he wants to be. This tension is central to the series' ongoing appeal and ensures that Dexter is not just a nostalgic return but a compelling story in its own right. Throughout all this, the human fascination with Dexter is rooted in curiosity. People wonder what drives a person to live a double life, to hide monstrous acts behind normal routines, and to navigate a world that never suspects them. Dexter allows viewers to explore the darkest parts of human nature safely, from the comfort of their living rooms. It lets them examine questions of morality, justice, and identity without the real-world consequences. This psychological engagement is why the show has endured, and why its revival continues to spark discussions, debates, and fan theories. It is entertainment that challenges the mind as much as it thrills the senses. Dexter's story is also a mirror to society. It reflects fears, desires, and ethical dilemmas that are universal. In a time when audiences crave authenticity and complexity, the show delivers. It doesn't offer easy answers, it offers questions. It doesn't promise pure heroes or villains, it presents human beings in all their contradictions. This is a key reason why, even in 2025, Dexter remains a touchstone for crime drama. It is not just a story about murder, it is a study of human behavior, morality, and the choices that define us. Every season, every episode, every plot twist is an invitation to consider what it means to live in a morally complicated world, and how even those we might fear or despise can teach us about ourselves. Dexter Morgan's story is not just about crime or suspense, it is about the human mind, the choices we make, and the lines we draw between right and wrong. Even years after the original series ended, his character continues to provoke fascination because he challenges viewers to see the world from a perspective they would never experience in real life. Dexter does not operate by society's rules. He has created his own moral code, a strict set of principles that guide who he targets and how he justifies his actions. This code is both fascinating and terrifying because it shows a world where justice is personalized, where consequences are meted out according to a hidden logic that only Dexter understands. Watching him navigate this world forces audiences to question their own sense of morality, and that psychological pull is hard to resist. It is the tension between empathy and fear, curiosity and revulsion, that keeps Dexter alive in the minds of fans in 2025. The revival adds new layers to Dexter's story, exploring not just the thrill of the hunt, but the weight of time and change. Dexter is older, wiser, and yet still haunted by the choices he has made. He is confronted with a world that has evolved, with people who have changed, and with consequences that can no longer be ignored. This adds a depth that goes beyond the original series. Fans are not simply watching a killer perform his rituals, they are witnessing a man struggle with the complexity of life, relationships, and identity. The series examines what it means to grow older while carrying secrets, regrets, and unresolved emotions. It explores how the past never truly leaves us, and how the things we try to bury often resurface in unexpected ways. This reflection on time, change, and consequence is part of what makes the revival so compelling and keeps Dexter relevant in the contemporary landscape of crime dramas. What makes Dexter so unique among crime dramas is its exploration of moral ambiguity. Unlike traditional heroes or villains, Dexter exists in a gray area that forces viewers to grapple with uncomfortable questions. Is he a monster, or is he delivering justice where the law has failed? Is it possible to admire his intelligence and cunning while condemning his actions? These contradictions create a tension that is rare in television. Audiences are not simply watching a story unfold, they are invited to analyze, debate, and even empathize with a character who operates outside conventional morality. This moral complexity is a hallmark of the series and a major reason why it continues to capture attention. It is not merely the thrill of the crimes that draws viewers in, it is the intellectual and emotional challenge of understanding a man like Dexter. Relationships play a crucial role in shaping Dexter's journey and maintaining audience engagement. Though he is a killer, he is not without connections. His interactions with others, whether genuine or strategic, reveal fragments of his humanity. The bond with his sister, Deborah, is particularly important. Even after her death, her influence lingers, shaping his decisions and reminding viewers that even someone as controlled as Dexter is affected by love, loss, and loyalty. Other characters, from colleagues to foes, serve as mirrors that reflect Dexter's own struggles. They challenge him, manipulate him, or inadvertently teach him lessons about trust, vulnerability, and consequence. This network of relationships adds depth, ensuring that the audience is not just invested in Dexter's actions, but in the world he inhabits and the people who shape his journey. Another layer of fascination comes from the meticulous way Dexter operates. His rituals, his attention to detail, and his carefully constructed persona create a tension that is both thrilling and hypnotic. Audiences are drawn into the precision of his world, the way he balances his ordinary life with the extraordinary darkness he conceals. This balance is delicate, and the series expertly builds suspense by highlighting the moments when the mask might slip. In the revival, these tensions are heightened by age, experience, and the unpredictability of new challenges. Viewers are eager to see if Dexter can maintain control, if he will evolve, and what consequences his actions will bring. This careful construction of suspense and character is a testament to the writing, ensuring that each episode feels tense, deliberate, and compelling. Dexter's continued popularity is also rooted in the psychological exploration the series provides. The show offers a safe way for viewers to confront fear, desire, and curiosity. By putting the audience inside Dexter's mind, it allows them to experience a world where rules are fluid and consequences are personal. This perspective is intoxicating because it is both forbidden and thrilling. It allows viewers to examine dark impulses in a controlled environment, to explore questions of identity, morality, and justice without real-world risk. This psychological engagement is rare in television and has helped Dexter remain a cultural touchstone, appealing to both longtime fans and newcomers discovering the series for the first time. In addition, the revival's attention to contemporary context keeps the story fresh. Technology, social media, and modern investigative techniques are woven seamlessly into Dexter's narrative, reflecting the realities of today's world. These updates create new challenges for Dexter and provide fresh avenues for suspense, demonstrating that even a story built on timeless human questions can evolve with the times. This adaptability ensures that Dexter is not trapped in nostalgia but continues to offer relevant, engaging storytelling. Audiences are reminded that while the character may be familiar, the story continues to surprise, challenge, and entertain in ways that resonate with a modern viewership. Ultimately, Dexter Morgan endures because he embodies contradictions that are inherently human. He is intelligent but flawed, controlled but haunted, terrifying yet relatable. The revival magnifies these traits, exploring how a life of